Hello everyone, welcome to our video, and in today's video we will be talking about Dreamscape. So these are our group members. The first one is MM Lintang Putri Nareswari, the second is Tia Putri Prastia, the third one is Margarita Novitasari, the fourth one is Teresia Dolavano Putri Mayola, and the last is me, Renata Putri Tanjung. And what is Dreamscape? Well, Dreamscape is a curriculum online literacy game for grades 2 to 8 that combines strategy, engagement, and imaginative reading passages to create a fun learning activity in class. But while the Dreamscape said that it's great for grades 2 to 8, it can be used for, of course, students higher than grade 8, because this game is really helpful in improving the students' literacy and how they can read, and their writing too, of course, because they can see the literacy like in the game itself. And yeah, that is what Dreamscape is. Now for the tutorial for to use Dreamscape as a student and teacher, we provided 2 links, YouTube links for you guys, and you can go watch it right now or later after today's presentation ends. So for the first question, is the content presented in a clear way? Yes, the content in the game Dreamscape is presented really clearly. The uses of their words and sentences is also great vocabulary, great writing, great everything, right? And yes, to answer the question, is the content presented in a clear way? Yes, the answer is yes. So for the next question, is the edtech tool aesthetically pleasing? Yes, it is pleasing. If you ever heard of the game Clash of Clans, yeah, the design is similar to Clash of Clans, and it's cute in a way, and I bet students will love the characters design, the layouts, designs, everything. So to answer the question, is the edtech tool aesthetically pleasing? Yes, it is aesthetically pleasing to look at. So for the next question is does the edtech tool offer easy navigation? Yes, it's very easy. Well, at first it might be confusing, but there is a tutorial which you can watch later, or maybe you can pause this presentation and watch the tutorial first, and it's a lot easy to understand. Like, yeah, it's kind of similar to Clash of Clans for the navigation. So yeah, so to answer the question, does the edtech tool offer easy navigation? Yes, pretty much so.
Okay, now what language skills can learner practice? The language skills that students can learn in this application is reading skills. In this application, a short reading will be displayed, and after that there will be an author to continue, and there are multiple choice question. But not only that, not only multiple choice question, but also true or false, and there are comments to fill in the blanks. If we succeed in answering the question, we will build our residence in the application or in the game. Then, how much control do learners have over the pace of learning? So in this application, the student has more control over the speed of learning, than the teachers. The role of the teachers in this application is to observe the development of skills in their students. Okay, then how helpful is the product for teaching large classes? So this Dreamscape application is very helpful for students in learning. This platform is very attractive to them because it resembles a game that children play today. This application is very helpful in reading skills. Of course, this application is very helpful in teaching and especially in reading skills. In this application, there are many stories that can help students to answer the question. Not only that, teachers can also create their own challenges for their students.
Alright, so now I'm gonna explain about how we track our learning in this Dreamscape web/apps. So first, can we set our own learning goals? Yes, it's possible to set our goals because this game provides leaderboards and rewards for us, for students who can collect streaks or the correct answers as much as possible. So if students want to master reading comprehension, they can play and answer the question in the game. Next, are there self-assessment opportunities? So far, Dreamscape doesn't provide any kinds of self-assessment opportunities like self-testing. However, if the self-assessment means leveling up, yes, there's a possibility in it. Dreamscape's general goal is to allow players to build and defend their territory, or in this case, it's called dwell. In order to do that, players need to answer the provided question, for later they can build facilities, they can train troops, and compete with other players. So by doing all of those things, players will be able to collect streaks and upgrade their level and lead the leaderboard. Alright, next, can we as a teachers observe students' strengths and weaknesses? So it's actually we can. The teachers can monitor the progress of students in answering the question given in the game, like how many correct and incorrect answers students have during the game. And we also can monitor which skill category that students need to be improved, just what I showed you previously in the tutorial. But however, the monitoring activity can only be done in through PC. So it cannot be done through mobile phone. So you need a personal computer or laptop to check the activity. And one more thing that students may be more excited in playing this game is that we as a teachers can give rewards, daily rewards, assign rewards for the students like stuff, coins, diamonds, and something like that to the students.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain what other skills can learners develop from Dreamscape. So far, our group personally found that the main skills in Dreamscape for learners to be developed are only the reading skills. But what about the other skills? Well, students can develop their individual or personal skills because unlike any other games that can be played in a team, the Dreamscape itself only can be used individually. It is not necessarily bad though, since individual skills are also important for students in order to do their individual summative test at the end of the semester. Okay, so now we move to the language learning interaction. There are two questions addressed. The first one is, what opportunities are there for communication between learners? Well, unfortunately, in Dreamscape, there is no opportunity for communication between learners. we didn't find the chat feature in it, so we assume that there is no place for learners to communicate with their peers. And the second question is, what collaborative opportunities are there? Since the Dreamscape can only be played individually, there is no collaborative opportunities. Plus, the app doesn't allow participants to communicate with each other because, like I said before, the Dreamscape doesn't give students the opportunity to text or build communication with their friends. So there is no opportunities to collaborative learning in the Dreamscape. And now let's talk about the drawbacks of the Dreamscape. Well, there are several drawbacks that we found in Dreamscape. The first one is this application is too complicated to be used. And then the second is this game can be a burden for some students. What does it mean? Since the app is too game-based, students who are not interested in playing games will feel that this is a burden for them. Kids who like real-time strategy games will have plenty to keep them interested, but kids with less familiar with those games may struggle to do the activity in the Dreamscape. And then the other drawbacks is the teachers can only use the available questions from Dreamscape. In the Dreamscape, the teacher cannot put their own questions into this application, so the teachers must use the available questions from the Dreamscape. And then the other drawbacks is the main skills that can be taught in English language learning are only reading skills. And then the last one is there is no feedback for incorrect responses. Since there is no feedback for incorrect responses, students cannot get a direct explanation on why their answers are wrong. And then the additional drawback is the questions are not varied. During the game, students must answer the questions that pop up on their screen, right? And the questions that appear sometimes are not varied, so they can easily memorize the questions and the correct answers. So there are some drawbacks that we find in the Dreamscape.
So in this slide, we will talk about technical information. First, what devices or internet connections are needed? Teachers and students can run this application on almost every mobile device or gadget, such as laptop, smartphones, and computer, or visit the Dreamscape's official website using web browsers. We will give the link in the description box. Then how about the internet connection? Do we need that? The answer is yes, we need the internet connection. You can use Wi-Fi or mobile data while playing it. Second, how does the EduTech tool use your data? Dreamscape requires a login with the email address to connect and save the progress. If the students don't have an email address, they can register with their parents' email. For students, they can use Gmail or Yahoo. And here, Clever is another option for teachers to log in. Students only fill in the name, password, and grade confirmation. While for teacher, there are some additional forms to fill in, such as job title, country, region, district, and school name. The last, is there any user support that the app or web provides? There are two options to access this EduTech. First, by downloading. You can find and download Dreamscape in Play Store, App Store, and Microsoft Store. And the second is accessing through Dreamscape's official website in web browsers, such as Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and many more. For teachers, they can link this game to Google Classroom. Teacher can share the reading questions from Dreamscape to Google Classroom or import the Google Classroom to Dreamscape. Also, this EduTech provides listening audio. If the student want to improve their listening skills, they can click the sound icon. So students not only learn and improve their reading skills, but also their listening skills.
Alright guys, so this is all for our presentation. presentation from Group 3, and if you are interested in using Dreamscape in your future class, then we hope that our presentation can be your consideration. And thank you for watching our presentation until the end, and goodbye.